Hey, Monday morning. Well, whole weekend. I think it was Sunday morning. I had a call or a message from my sponsor inviting me to the group again on Zoom. I said, yeah, brilliant. I can't wait. Next thing I know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning the next day. Slept all the way through. Been sleeping since Saturday afternoon. Must be knackered. 3 days without any drink or drugs. This tea time again. Pretty bored of it. It's bloody lockdown. It's fucking crazy. There's no face to face. There's no nothing. Everything's got to be done online, and it's difficult. It's all got to be done on this phone. I use this phone for everything. People messaging at the top of my screen. It's great and everything, but they'll just put like reacted to your comment. I think, God's sake, you just killed my, I'm out of the group now. I'm out of this. I'm trying to find that. Someone's ringing. You haven't been in this group. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm doing all my groups sat in my car. They're all in different places. They're all either emails in my calendar, via text, with links to go to certain places. I just don't know how to fucking get it all organised and what I'm supposed into a rhythm. But anyway, Monday, I've got even less time now than I had 5 weeks ago. I got sucked back in with the mum. Should never have believed it for a minute. I was an idiot. I wasn't expecting to be involved. I just thought we'd well, like she said, she's not going to stand in my way to seeing the kids, and she's going to do what's best for the kids, and she needed my help. She just, as we well know, she's not very good at, she doesn't know how to connect with Harry, or either of them really. But as we never discussed them in the whole time, we'd see each other face to face ridiculous amount of times. Forget the court order, no contact. I don't want it. I've been saying this since October. I'm a social worker. I can do everything you put in front of me. It's not a problem until we address the situation of what I'm able to do by going through the mum. Because I can't have contacts, even when I'm allowed contact. I can't have face-to-face contacts, even through WhatsApp. If the mum's in between, or it's got to go through the mum's phone or mum's account, and it's just not on. It was impossible. It never happened anyway. She always come to meet me with my daughter. Crazy. When my daughter said, there's not a lot I can do really, is there? There's not a lot I can say. I can't be cross with her mum. I can't say this is not on, this is not acceptable. And she'll never leave my daughter's side, so I can't speak to my daughter about it without the mum jumping in and thinking she's being attacked. Quite clearly my daughter knew straight away that this was wrong. It was only going to set up to fail, and she was fucking nervous the whole time from when she hugged me in the mum's house. I was upstairs in the bedroom hiding. When she come up and she squeezed me tight, and she was so unbelievably happy. It was unreal. And right from that minute then I thought, if their mum's not on board and aware of this, just how much this means to my daughter, and can't fuck this up. That's breaking her fucking dreams again. That's breaking everything about her again. But that never happened. Just bombarded with emails and texts constantly, round and round and round. Never discussing what I assumed was the only thing I was ever going to be in contact with. And that was a tiny little message each every now and then, how to assist each other with what the children are feeling and what could be best for the children and what the children may need. Like my son's birthday that was coming up in 7 weeks from when we met. couldn't discuss it. His birthday's been and gone now. I got his presents there via a pizza delivery driver at 11:30 at night. Fucking that was hard work. I didn't know what I was able to do, not to do, or what I was going to get arrested for or not. What was going to make her annoy her. Don't want to annoy her. She's going to fight and flight, and God knows what state she's in the house. And of course, she's in a state in the house, and the children are in there with her. She's ranting to herself, you know, something about me, and she's messaging me. The children are just going to think it's me hounding them. Never was. Don't hound your mum for anything. Don't hound. Never have. I was all right. I had a life. I was cracking on. I was really cracking on. I guess that's what you didn't like. So I think it was just because of a certain person I was talking to who she knew. It was a girl, lady, woman. Put a stop to that. Don't know why. I've only been round the house twice for a coffee. I left my coffee there. Meccano as well. Dead good. I'm gutted. I didn't see why she had to get involved, really. I'm this monster and this fucking wanker. She had to go through the YMCA Harrison House, halfway houses, into a house, not take any children's belongings whatsoever. Not since November. She's come and took the boy. He never chose to live there that night. She walked all the way down, 20-minute walk, and walked out with him in a bit of a state as well. Because I was had not custody, but that was staying there on paper. I was shit my pants. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Anyway, I never saw him again really until Christmas Eve. He loved Christmas Eve as well. He felt dead relieved. Both of them did, really dead relieved. I had to record that as well. Fucking weird, isn't it? I had to record just in case anything's said. It doesn't really matter. No one wants to listen to recordings anyway of how I do interact with the children and what actually does go on when I'm with the children alone. It might open people's eyes. I am just there for the best, and I do keep things to myself, and I don't antagonise anything, and I'm not there to shit stare or stick the spanner in the works. Never have been. Only there for the kids. Just there for the kids. So why get involved with me again? Apologising and saying you are going to do it this time, same as you've been doing for 4 years. Why would, especially on a court order, why would you jeopardise the court order breaking that and contacting me, and then Jesus going a level above that and bringing the children to see me, only one of them, and not informing the other child who clearly knows we're at the bottom of the fucking road. He must have felt beside himself, all alone and betrayed, because he was doing everything he was told to do with everything that he's got, and I'm proud of him for that. I'm fucking proud of him. I didn't want him to have to go to school and be the one to say what's going on, but he's always the one that goes and tells, because the mum won't deal with it herself, so he doesn't have to go to that stage where he feels that awkward, not beside himself. He doesn't know what to do, where to turn. He goes and does the one thing that even I've always instigated, no matter what. You must tell somebody, son, if you feel uncertain. You tell somebody if something's wrong. And it was wrong. He knew the plan that had been put in place with social services. He knew it 100%, whatever the plan was, if we liked the plan or not. I'm proud of him. Absolutely proud of him. I'm glad he went. I'm not glad he went. Spent 4 weeks saying he's going to end up going after voice his concerns, isn't he? But his unsettled feelings he's got inside him. He ain't been told, he's been kept in the dark. And in fact, you promised me you was going to sit us all down, put this to bed once and for all, so we could become a unit, not a husband and wife unit, just a unit, parents. Never happened. Yet I discuss that with you every single day, all day, every day as usual. When we're going to speak with the kids, when's that going to happen? When can we discuss a certain person's birthday? Wasn't allowed. When can we get this gaming PC down to him? Because it's still got all my accounts on it when you open it up. You can't password protect it, you can't recover it, only via the mum's email. I'm not allowed to recover it through that email, so I won't get the passcode off her. It's bizarre, but the solicitor will now demand that he gets his PC, which he can't have his PC the way it stands. I need to be able to wipe his PC, but put it on a USB at least, because everything's on it. As soon as you open it up, you've got every account I've ever had, every password, everything I'm doing, the lot. I trust my son. I just don't want that open in the hands when he's at school. Who's going to go on that and do whatever they want to do? Do whatever they want to do, because it's what they always do. It's just control. If we're not together, we haven't been together for months, years, why not detach yourself from me? Why not do that? If that's the only thing that's I'm bothered about, and the only thing I'm moaning about why we can't move forward as a couple to separate, is because I need access to my own accounts. I want them recovered, so I'm in control of my own bloody accounts. They don't mean out to you. They do to me. Set them up 11 years ago. And it's PCs, because you put it on there without me, and no security, that email, that account that you set it up to, automatically reinstalls the last restore point, and it opens up everything, and it's the central hub. It's the main PC, the one that has all the control over everything. It's permanently signed in because it's a trusted PC. Everything's synced to it. Gutted. Anyway, today, Monday, it's been 7 months, no one's took anything out of that house for the children. No one's come in, even though they're coming and gone. Never took a single thing back for the children, especially not even his PC. Couldn't even discuss that. Bizarre, really. It's the first thing I'd want for my son. Right, brilliant. Well, here, let's sort his PC out and get it to him. Be nice for him, wouldn't it? Since I've got him a nice new computer desk that was, it's like a pull-down shelf unit. We would have gone in his bedroom that as well. Perfect, like a space saver, and it was mint. I'd have it. Got that, never went to pick it up. Still cost 30 quid. For my kid, about 180 quid. I couldn't believe it. It was on Marketplace somewhere in Louth. I never went back to it, so I'll probably get a bad review, won't I? As a buyer. Solicitor will ring me now, demanding they want it back, and she's useless anyway. Don't know who she is. She's a secretary or something. I thought I was getting somebody else who was a family solicitor, but no, I got the secretary. She's probably only part-time in lollipop lady as well. So I've got the house to do somehow. All my fresh bills building up. No times we can try and attempt to get on top of my shortfall of, well, whatever I get off the universal credit, which I've been without since about October, since all these benefit changes were made without me even knowing. Didn't get me accounts back till my work coach got them back somehow for me from the mum. New Year's Eve. Brilliant. Why she wanted them, I don't know. So I couldn't see what was going on, what had changed. The only times I got told to come in would be, oh, you need to make a change to universal credit, and you must come in now. And I get a phone call and she'd come in, she's not going to like this, and I'd sit me in a room and I've got to take another kid off my claim now. Suddenly I'm on my own. What's this do for the benefits? 6 week fucking hole. Can't reclaim, can't do anything. And that was my fear all along. That's all I ever asked all along up to Christmas was I need to be in the loop, I need to know what you're doing. Stop telling me what you're doing. Saying I should know when you're controlling it all and you're lying. I was left with fuck all, nothing, still am. So it's about 400, 500 a month, probably more. I'm short on my normal bills and living expenses. It's been a long time. It's been on 5 months now. It's a lot of shortfall in. I don't know where to start with a repayment plan now. I'm bankrupt, and I could have walked away 4 years ago, scot-free. Probably 120 grand, best position in my life. You know, it was unbelievable. Probably 40 grand without speaking to anyone as a personal loan, unsecured. I could have bought 2 fucking houses that we live in. I could have bought 2 houses outright and said, nah, I'm not paying you back. And they couldn't have done it because it was unsecured. It was unbelievable. I only borrowed 8 grand to get us out of this hole. Getting ripped off fucking X amount or whatever. Gutted. I've got that to contend with somehow. So I don't even start clean. Don't even get out off me old man. That's been changed. Who changes a will? My auntie and uncle changed it. My auntie and uncle Kay and Paul. Where's the £2,000 that he come in when he was dying, come in the hospital with, that he kept hold of? Where's all that money in his safe? That was empty. There's all that money that was in his flat that had gone out of a Tupperware tub. The only person that knew about that was Uncle Paul Markham. He's not really a trustworthy person, that bloke. Not at all. I know that. He knew that. That's why I had to get in that flat and get my old man his money. What was left of it. And that money was for Kath and the kids. Fuck all there. Not what was meant to be. It was meant to be £18,000 in that. So that was all the little slips that my dad had wrote. Each time he saved another 500 quid, he would write with a date on it. Well, it went all the way up to what X amount of date, but it went up to 18,500. So that's what he'd put in it. He's not stupid, me old man. It wasn't anywhere near that in it. Thousands short. What's happened to that? His belongings. Why was all this shit that he had, all his watches and rings and that, why were they all over his bed? And what I got, I don't even recognise. There was nothing there that he actually had, that me and my dad went through a couple of weeks earlier. It weren't valuable, not by a long shot. Most of it was fake. But it was stuff that I remember him wearing when I was a kid. That gone. It's disgusting. He didn't even get the same amount out of the will. Guaranteed it's gone to my sister. She won't tell me the amount, but guaranteed it wasn't what she should have had, because they'd have skimmed off the top of that, because they put a retainer on it, put a few grand aside in case there was any unforeseen bills coming out in the future for 2 or 3 months after he died. I don't know who goes on a shopping spree when they're dead, but anyway, I'd like to know where that retainer money's gone, because there's something in that where Kay and Paul have just got that as well off top. There's thousands been creamed off him. It's disgusting. Anyway, ball's in motion for that, one way or another. Let's see if it's gone to probate. I couldn't find it. Never mind, eh? Monday morning, start with the house. Got a box and house. I need boxes. I'm going to do with boxes. Supermarkets, people say. Got supermarkets, John. Oh yeah, on my arse. I've got a truck here that was a stand-in, because my other one was fucked. Oh, I couldn't get the part. I was in transition for 10 days. When it got there, it didn't work, so I got this instead, which was good of him. Fucking hell. 15 quid I put in it. I've got exactly 40-mile range on it. That's what I've done 40 miles and it's fucking empty again. It's like juice guzzling thing. Gutted. So I've got to go around supermarkets. I can't go far because I can't lock my window. It's permanently down, so I've got to strip that down. But knowing me, I'll strip it down, I'll be able to put it back on, and suddenly I ain't got a door. Like Jim Carrey then, aren't I? Fucking hell. Like Top Gear. Through the safari, wasn't it? With like pallets for doors. Boxes. Yeah, best place I need boxes. Basically pack an entire house up. If it was just to fucking rip out and sling in the tip, landfill, fucking easy. I've got to pack an entire house and it's not even organised. It's awful, it's a mess. It's as it was when I went in October. been out the house for 3 years. I'm actually going into something. I don't even know what's what. I don't know where anything is, and I don't know what's what. What's there? And it's all over the place. It's horrible. I've got to do that before I can do all the little menial repairs, like filling holes and putting doors on with the fire protector, because the ones we've got aren't. The glass is not safety glass apparently. But anyway, got to do that or else that's more debt. If I don't do it in the next couple of weeks, I don't move into this flat. If I don't move into this flat, I'm in the YMCA. In the YMCA, well, I won't be in the YMCA. That ain't going to happen. So that's just another impossibility to get through, and then everything else, millions and millions of other things that I have to do, just get put on the back burner and never get attended to, and it's ridiculous because I'm OCD. I like everything organised. I like to know where I am and what I'm doing. It's perfect. It was like clockwork 5 years ago, 4 and a bit years ago, when I had a life. Now I've had no control over it since then. It's not a very good record, is it? Since I had no control, we had to go bankrupt within less than a year. Lost everything within less than a year. We've just been dragging it out for 3 years longer. And someone just walks away, does their debt relief, has a big entourage of mental health and whatever around them, fucking crying wolf continuously, doesn't accept responsibility or is aware that anything that's happened is anything for them to be responsible about. You're responsible for wherever you are, whatever you've done. Even if you haven't done anything, you're still responsible for the situation you're in, and that's to move forward for the best of the kids. Point number one is the kids need a dad. So I needed to be out of that house, considering it was everything since they were born. Stuff in there that's from the last house, still not open, never got opened. It's got everything in it: footprints, handprints, casts, every single thing, the first drawing, the first shit, the first fucking whatever. It's got everything in it. Why is that going to go to landfill? If it does, and I walk away, I'll be a bastard. I'm not looking forward to trying to find boxes and then box it all up in between everything else I've got to do. Everyone's just pulling me all over. No one's offering a hand. Neither side of the family, not one member, will offer a hand for these kids. They're still not offering a hand now. We're not together. They don't know if we can help. They say they know help, they don't know what to do. Well, just say you don't know what to do. But just stop the assumptions and the spreading assumptions, and especially around the children. Children aren't allowed to mention me around them. That's disgusting. That's a pressure, isn't it? That's harm. That's emotional harm, isn't it? Right there, just without being mindfulness and not vindictive, hurtful. Just stop the assumptions and the gossip, and say nothing and do nothing if you can't do anything. That's a massive help. Just stand aside, get out of the way, let people that want to fucking help. If you're only adding shit to the situation, that's not help. I only want people that are going to help, and there isn't anybody. No one's fucking asked. They'll go, oh, it's your drugs, John. Oh, this it wasn't 4 years ago when it started. Well over a year before I started dabbling again. Living in a car. They all fully aware, and they was all talking to me then, but they wouldn't help, wouldn't offer assistance. But they assumed what was going on to every single person, Tom, Dick and Harry, every neighbour I had, the lot. And it's not like even nice. The assumptions, I beat her, I beat the kids, I slap the kids, I kick fuck out the mum, I kick fuck out the kids, I don't do any of it. It's disgusting, it's horrible. Just trying to get past that without, worrying about what people think is one thing, but worrying, knowing what they're thinking, there's nothing you can say, because you've got to explain to every single person, people you don't even realise they'll walk past you and just go, ugh. It's horrible. But you have to look through all that shit, don't you? You have to do what you know. But the fact is, nobody's helped. In 4 years, not a single thing. They won't even come to a family conference because they'll feel awkward and uncomfortable. Don't get that. I've got loads of cushions they could take, sit on if they're uncomfortable. If they're not willing to go through something that's uncomfortable for the greater good of children's lives and their own daughters' lives, and brothers and sisters and everybody else that's involved, but won't help. But they're all involved, they all know, but they won't help. They won't even help by sitting around the table with the authorities for a family conference. 4 years. Always been excuses why they can't go. Well, I'm always going, and I'm going to be the one where everyone's fucking calling. It's because I can answer. And I want to answer. I want to stand there and I want to argue every single fucking every single thing they assume that they want to get off the chest or the children want to ask. I'll answer them. I'll answer every single thing. They can't because they've made assumptions. They can make the assumption and run off and then put the phone, never be contacted again and just leave that assumption there but not answer it because they don't want to answer it because they can't go any deep. That's as far as they go. They're all surface. Everything's on the surface, it's crap. All said out of fucking fear, innit? But they won't stand by what was said. That's why they won't turn up and talk about it. But they assume that that's going to be an issue anyway. Why would I bring up things that they've done and haven't done, things I think they've hurt me by and fucking whatever, and it's no good. I'm there to, well, what are you going to do now? What happens from this point on? They won't go because they think I'll hold stuff against them. That's all they ever say. They can't understand why I don't hold stuff against people. They don't get it, they don't believe me. Which means that's all they do with their life. They only hold stuff against people. They only carry stuff, ill feelings. I got a letter saying that they're not going to carry ill feelings moving forward. But for the next 5 months we will, because you're not coming to a wedding. Kids are invited, you're not. Well, that was last October. Last October. So I presume they're not carrying ill feelings from that day on. I mean, when did they stop carrying these ill feelings then? They want to put them down. Why do they want to make themselves ill? They don't put them down though. They want to put them onto you. They want you to carry these ill feelings for them. They don't understand why I don't sit there resenting and want revenge. I just want to go forward. Now on, bored of saying that, from this day on, go forward. They don't want to turn up in case there's any snidey comments made. It's that simple. Don't make them. Don't make the snidey comments. You don't need to be snidey. You just need to get over yourself. Feel that little bit of patheticness where you feel dead little and small. That you think, oh, bastard, I could have done something along, but I just chose not to because it was easier to just assume. We'll get over that. No, I'm not going to laugh and point and laugh. I'm not even going to know you've fucking been embarrassed. Just get embarrassed. Shrivel up. Feel like a twat. And crack on and do what you can do. At the minute, you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything but fucking fill heads and kids' heads with shit. You're not even willing to stand by what you're saying. You won't argue it. You won't be in the same room and you won't go to a conference. Well, I stand by what I say. Because what I say is what I mean. I don't say stuff I don't mean. That means I'm full of shit. I have to remember all that shit, won't I? That's why I'm consistent. Just honest. I wear my heart on my sleeve like my son. And I'll just go do it. I'll just do what, I'll stand by what I say. And I don't mind feeling uncomfortable. If you've got to feel uncomfortable, first time you do something, aren't you? You're going to feel a bit unsettled. First time you go swimming, you'll feel nervous. So what? That's why them lot can't swim. Can't ride bikes. They must have felt awkward the first time, so they don't do it. Can't drive cars. 10 times to fail a test and no confidence. Why put that on me? When you're asking what can you do, not what you're not going to do. And whilst not doing it, you're going to do everything around the fucking world and back on the phone, telling every fucker what you think's happened, just to cover the fact your patheticness for not doing anything yourself. So you got to answer that, haven't you, to people? Why you don't know? So before they get to that, well, he's a bastard, and he fucking hell. You never get. Oh, it's one thing. Oh God, oh, we've tried everything. Oh, we've done our best. You've done your best to paint a shit picture, and haven't done anything about feeling uncomfortable and awkward enough. Put your hand up and go, do you know what? We've been terrible. It's terrible that we wouldn't let you see your dying dad ever. We wouldn't look after the kids. We wouldn't come in and buy. We didn't want to. And we only do things that are going to piss you off. You're not allowed to contact us when you've got a daughter. That was bizarre. We couldn't agree that if I needed to ring them direct, if they had my daughter for tea and she was living with me at the time, it was perfectly normal for us to have numbers and be able to ring each other. If an emergency come up one end or another, my car could blow up, anything could happen, something could happen their end. Just need to be able to contact them to let them know. The thought about it, it's an hour conversation and then now we had to go through a social servicing emailing system, and I'm not sure how that works out of hours. And I don't think it's that fast, and I don't think they're really going to be down for that, being emailed. Can you just let them know I'm going to be running 5 minutes late? Well, by the time they get it, 24 hours have gone by. It's ridiculous. Don't want it written down in case there's any disputes. I've already got them for tea. Never even used that number. It was just hindsight. Hypothetically, if there was a fucking emergency, can I ring you direct, please, and you do the same for me? There's no point ringing the mum who hasn't got them, or ringing my mum who hasn't got them. There's no point going through them when it's me that they're coming back to. It's just stupid. They didn't want it. It's a lack of power. Stupid anyway. Back to the house. Bloody back to the house, John. Find boxes. Start packing up. Fucking clearing the garden out. Why ain't nobody helping with that? Why didn't they help 4 years ago when she was in there and I won? Never come here to buy. 3 years I didn't come here to buy. I was living in the car. Then I'm in the house and she's out the house and still don't come in to buy it. Then my son was taken. Then I've come see my son living at the mum's. I wasn't living at the mum's, but I was there, and then later, yeah, I ended up living there. He didn't realise it at the time, but the mum had already made sure that he was living there because it was all done on child benefit and everything, even though he thought he was coming home for Christmas. But they saw him, but because my daughter stayed with me until the 20th, never had out to do with her. Never rang her, never texted her, never did anything. About 8 weeks, 9 weeks, she never got contacted by anyone. It's quite sad, isn't it? She's only 9. She hadn't done it wrong. Why couldn't you contact her? She had her own phone. It was always topped up when she was with me. Always had a phone, she could always contact. I had to put their numbers in her phone and then contact them for her. And she went for tea that night. Made her feel loads better. She was in the face, she was dead happy. She didn't want all this shit and this crap. She still wanted a relationship with her grandma Sue and fucking granddad Rob, who does Mr. Fox and all that. Why did she have to fucking not have that? She doesn't even get seen when she's not living with me, but she still carries on communicating with me. She wants a relationship with me, so she don't get to sleep, but the other one does, who don't want a relationship with me now. Someone says that they're not forthcoming, they're not really into, they're not going to influence a healthy relationship with the father, no matter who they think he is. Crazy. Sad. Sad. The kids have to be put in a position like that. anybody else, for it to be easy for you, you've got to cut your dad off and never have anything to do with him at all. And you can't mention him. You can't cry in front of us over it. You can't have anything on your mind. You say, what's up? You go, nothing. What's the point of them saying anything? I've got you muttering around the house and around them about everything that I am and aren't, or your assumptions that aren't even true. It's not nice for them. You either offer help and assistance and rise above it and be an adult, keep it all grown up and hush hush from the kids, or you say you're not capable, you're not fit to do that, but you won't say anything and you won't spread any shit. I can live with that. It's just as important being honest, saying what you're not able to do. But I only seen fucking grandkids if they're not speaking to me. And the minute they speak to me, you don't know what to do with them. The only way I can describe it is childish. Oh, these are nice milkshakes. Don't know what I'm supposed to do, really. Go home and fucking cry. Shit. I need all my toiletries as well. Where to go get them from, where I can leave the car. Can't, can I? Went to Asda's the other day and I had to drive through. It was fucking hell. So the queues were bigger than the way of it Alton Towers. Had no chance. I'd have to buy everything out of a garage, the Shell garage. No one's going to steal out there. Well, they're not, are they? Gutted. Still, fathom a way through somehow. Just want an hand, want some form of fucking help with the house, just the physical side of it. That's all. Do it alone. Need all the kids' stuff anyway. Well, that's got to be all protected and taken wherever. I need to get my dog for Eva. I have to get a dog. That's the last thing. I mean, it's ridiculous. She's never had anything. All her dreams are smashed up. She's a broken little girl now, so she want to speak to me. So the social services say. That's because she's in a house where I'm not allowed to be spoke of. Certain situations are invented purely for the use of them to feel very insecure, so they have to feel as if they need to be going to school to voice their concerns. So they're doing the speaking for the mum. They are her alibi shields. Anyway, I'm just a liar. I just like to repeat that for 4 years. Let's go. Let's have a go. Right, love you and leave you, peeps. Be a fine day today. Sun was out. Bit misty, but it's warm. I'm dreading that. Can't hide away now, can I? Winter you can just shut the curtains and hide. Summer you can't, can you? Right then. Onwards and, well, upwards is my intention. See what today holds. See if I get a call off the solicitor. Just to, you know, anything else is just gonna even more awkward, more difficult. The only person who's going to get hurt from it is my son. So I'm going to have to say no. I don't see him anyway, so I can't threaten me with that now. You're not going to see him again. I won't speak to him even. So the guy who communicates, there's no way I'm putting a PC down there. Especially when I got a brand new one that's better than that, hasn't been used. It's got all the stuff with it, wireless keyboard, the light. You can have his own, you can have everything else, you know. Just not that hard drive, just not that. Even have the gaming case, can't he? Put that on the next one. Can have that. Of course he wants the one he got for his birthday, but who wouldn't? There's a way you can take whatever's on the computer, wipe it back to factory settings so nothing's on it, but put it onto a flash drive or something that I can keep.